What's up, everybody? It's Big Rob from LA Cigar Collective. Whenever you first get into the game of cigars and you start smoking, you get that bug, you get that itch to buy more and more and start buying boxes or just a variety of what you love. So now you need storage for it. Whenever you get into like humidors, tupperdores, different ways that actually can hold your cigars to keep them fresh. When I started, I ain't gonna lie, I was afraid. I may even admit I was a little petrified. But today, Kyle's gonna show you the best way to store and keep your cigars that you spend top dollar on in perfect condition and ready to smoke at all time. So let's go out to Kyle and see what he's got to say.
What's up, friends? If y'all made it to this video, you're probably wondering how to season, how to maintain, and how to store your cigars. So the first thing I would tell you is just relax. Cigars are resilient. As long as you don't keep them in bad storage conditions for an extended amount of time, they will bounce back and it will be okay. The biggest thing for me when I started was I was very OCD about storing my cigars, almost to where it would stress me out. So I just want to be here to tell you, do not stress about the storage of your cigars. As long as it's not for an extended amount of time, you'll be just fine. So in storage of cigars, there's the old school way of seasoning a humidor and a new school way of seasoning a humidor, and I'll go over both with you. So a lot of these humidors, now this is just a $65 humidor from Quality Importers. Nothing fancy, nothing to write home about. It's a standard desktop, holds maybe 25 to 30 cigars. About a $65 humidor, right? So they come with these high hydration, hygrometer things that you just fill with distilled water, put in there, but that's once you season the humidor. The old school way of seasoning a humidor is getting a small cup, like this espresso cup, anything that fits inside of the humidor, and you fill it with distilled water. You set it in the humidor, you close the lid, and you wait for about a week or two. And with your hygrometer that usually comes with the humidor, they have the analog hygrometers that usually come with it. Those are a little bit less reliable than a newer digital hygrometer. But once it gets to about 65 to 72% relative humidity, you know you're good to go. Whenever you're looking to buy a humidor, especially a desktop humidor, obviously, what you're looking for is a good seal. That's going to be the most important thing in keeping that relative humidity inside of your humidor. So what you want to do to test out the seal is you open and close the lid, and what you're looking for is the escape of air outside of the sides of the lid of the humidor. That's going to give you that's going to tell you that it has a good seal and that it's going to maintain that relative humidity that you're trying to keep in there with your cigars. The new school way of seasoning a humidor is buying one of these Cigar seasoning packs. So what these packs are, they're 84% relative humidity. So they spike the relative humidity for a short amount of time, about a week or two. Just take it out of the plastic, throw it in there, forget it for 2 weeks, come back, same process. Check the relative humidity of your humidor, and if it looks good in that 65 to 72 range, you're good to go. Another big factor in cigar storage is where you live. So here in New Orleans, we're not fighting very much. Our AC is the only reason that our house is at 50% relative humidity, give or take. We have almost 100% humidity in certain months during the year. So our AC is literally taking the relative humidity out of the air in our homes and dumping it out as water outside of our homes. Now, if you live in Arizona, for example, your relative humidity outside is 0%, 10%. You're fighting a lot more outside of your humidor, right? So depending on where you live, depends on how crucial that seal is on your humidor, because you're fighting a lot more in Arizona than you are, say, New Orleans, Louisiana. Another huge factor is temperature. So if you plan on buying a humidor and putting it in your garage, that is not a good plan, because let's say you live in New Orleans, our garage gets up to in the summer at 85, 90 degrees at night. That, as temperature rises, relative humidity also rises. And it's pretty linear, right? So let's say you have a humidor that's 72% relative humidity and inside your house at 70 degrees Fahrenheit. You put it in your garage at 85 degrees, that humidity is likely going to jump up a good bit, maybe even to 80% for an extended amount of time. That's not something you want in your humidor. So a good thing to do is to keep it inside in a cool, dry place, about 70 to 75 degrees, and you're good to go. And I'd be remiss not to address all the sick puppies in the room who are looking for a way to store a lot of cigars in an inexpensive way. I introduced to you the infamous tupperdore. These come in all different sizes. You can get small ones from Target. You can get big ones like this online. In this case, we're using this big boy to store about 70 bundles of our house blend Gris because we have to store it in our office instead of the walk-in humidor. With these tupperdores, you're looking for the same exact thing you're looking for in a desktop humidor. You're looking for a good seal. You're looking for that air coming out the sides whenever you put the lid on. Now, the biggest thing and the biggest mistake I see with people with tupperdores is the fact of the matter is that they almost work too well. The seal is so good on these that there's no breathing in and out of the tupperdore. The plastic doesn't allow for air to come in and out like the wood does over time. So what you have to do is every month or two, you have to open up the tupperdore, burp it. They have a lot of off-gassing and stuff that happens with cigars over time, and you need to release that off-gassing. So what I would recommend is to burp these every month or two. Just check on your cigars, make sure they're good. But this is also a great option if you're looking to store a ridiculous amount of cigars in an inexpensive way. So that's the basics of cigar storage. The big takeaway and the big key is that you want to keep your relative humidity consistent and your temperature consistent over time. That is the key to long-term cigar storage. Now you can do a desktop humidor, which we have here at the lounge for you to buy, or if you're a tupperdore, all you sick puppies can probably just drop your links to where to get them online in the comments. Feel free. As always, I appreciate you guys. Peace.